I'm presenting a problem about using Sklearn, a popular machine learning library in Python, to train a model. We'll focus on a specific warning that appears during training. A "fit failed warning" that says the model fitting failed and its score is set to nan, not a number. Let's figure out what this warning really means. This statement is correct. The "fit failed warning" often accompanied by a "convergence warning" tells me that the model's training process didn't finish successfully. It didn't reach a stable solution, meaning its internal optimization algorithm couldn't find the best parameter settings within the given time or allowed error margin. Think of it like trying to find the bottom of a valley. Sometimes you get stuck before you reach the lowest point. This is incorrect. The warning explicitly says the model failed to fit the data. There's no successful fitting to talk about. This is not necessarily true. While poor data preprocessing can indeed lead to fitting problems, the warning itself doesn't explicitly say it's the preprocessing's fault. The problem could be many things: model limitations, data problems, or a combination of factors. This is a correct statement. The warning message tells me that the model's performance score, how well it performs on the data, will be set to nan because the model fitting failed. Nan signifies that a valid score could not be calculated. This is just a label indicating the type of question. We're working on a multiple-choice question to test our understanding of a specific Sklearn warning. This section describes the context of the problem. I'm training a model using Sklearn and encounter a "fit failed warning." This warning indicates that something went wrong during model training, and there is more to explore. This section presents a multiple-choice question about interpreting a specific warning encountered during model training in Sklearn. I'll be focusing on understanding the warning message and what it means about the model's training process. Here, we're using Sklearn, a popular Python library for machine learning, to train a model. The process involves feeding data to an algorithm which learns patterns and then can predict outcomes on new data. We're encountering an issue during this training phase. This is a multiple-choice question that requires you to analyze the meaning of a warning message produced by Sklearn during model training. You'll need to determine which statements accurately reflect the situation described by the warning. The model is being trained using a dataset that includes multiple features, or input variables, to predict an outcome. Each feature contributes information used by the model to make predictions. The entire problem revolves around a scenario of model training using the Sklearn library. I need to understand the specific warning and its implications in the context of the Sklearn model training process. We're dealing with the FitFailedWarning in Sklearn. This means something went wrong during the model training process. I'll explain what that means. The warning message says the model's score is now nan, which stands for, not a number. This happens because the model failed to produce a reliable score, likely because it didn't finish training properly. Think of it like trying to calculate a grade, but the student didn't complete the exam. You can't give a numerical grade. We're asked to identify what's true about this warning. Option A says the model failed to converge, meaning, it couldn't settle on a good solution. This aligns with nan score because a successful training process should produce an actual score. This problem happened during the model training itself, not something prior to training. This warning signifies a failure in the model's core fitting process. This is the specific type of warning we are encountering. It directly tells us that the model's fitting process has failed. The context is a Sklearn model, and the warning clearly shows a failure related to the model fitting process. Sklearn is a library I use often. I initiate the Sklearn model's fitting process, where the model learns patterns from the training data. This involves using an algorithm to adjust the model's internal parameters to minimize prediction errors. During the model fitting, I check whether the model's parameters have stabilized or converged towards a solution. The process stops when changes in model parameters become negligible, indicating that the algorithm found a reasonably good solution. If the convergence criteria are not met within a given number of iterations, or if the algorithm detects it cannot improve further, then the fitting process fails, and I will get a warning. If the model converges successfully, then a successful fit is achieved and I can proceed to evaluate performance. The model fitting completes successfully when the algorithm's parameters have converged to a solution. This means that the model has learned from the data within acceptable limits. If the fitting process fails, due to non-convergence, I get a FitFailedWarning and the model's performance score is set to NaN, not a number, indicating that the score cannot be reliably calculated because the model did not successfully fit the data. This is a crucial indicator that something went wrong during training. This is the question presented regarding a specific type of warning from a machine learning library, Scikit-Learn, Sklearn. It focuses on understanding the meaning and implications of this warning during the fitting process of a model. This summarizes the overall context of the quiz. A failure during model training using the Scikit-Learn library. I'm presenting a scenario where you're training a Scikit-Learn model, and you encounter FitFailedWarning. This warning pops up when your model training hits a snag. It's like your model is saying, "Whoa, I can't finish this training run." We'll examine what that means. This statement is correct. The warning's message tells us that the model's training process didn't finish successfully. It didn't reach a stable solution. It's like trying to find the bottom of a wobbly bowl, and never quite getting there. I disagree. The core of the warning is that the model fitting itself failed. It's not about poor performance. It's about failuretocompletraining. I don't think so. While poor preprocessing could contribute to fitting failure, the warning doesn't specifically say that. The problem could be due to the data, the model itself, or the interaction between the two. It's too broad. You got it. The warning explicitly states that the model's performance score will be recorded as NaN. It's like saying, "I can't give you a numerical score because the training didn't finish." NaN stands for, not a number. This refers to option A. THEMODELFAILEDTOCONVERGE. I've explained why this is true earlier. This points to option D. The score is recorded as NaN, not a number. I've shown you why this is the case. This corresponds to option B. The model didn't successfully fit, it failed. I addressed this misconception already. This relates to option C. It's not solely a data preprocessing problem. The failure could have multiple origins. I've already clarified this point. I'm training a machine learning model using the popular Scikit-Learn library. During training, I get a warning message. It says the model's fit failed, meaning it couldn't learn properly from my data. The warning message mentions that the model's fit failed. Let's figure out exactly what that means. I need to choose the correct statements from a list of options. Is it a problem with the data or the model itself? Did the model even try to learn, or did it just give up? The detailed warning message says two key things. First, the model's fitting process failed. This is why I got the warning. Second, the model's performance score, how well it's doing, will be recorded as, not a number, NaN. This means I cannot use that score. It's like getting a fail grade for this attempt. I'm looking at a situation where a Scikit-Learn model, during training, throws a FitFailedWarning warning. This means something went wrong during the model's attempt to learn from the data. It's like trying to bake a cake, and the oven malfunctions halfway through. The data we're using to train the model contains many different characteristics or features. Think of it as a recipe with many ingredients. Each feature is an ingredient. The model tries to understand how these features influence the outcome. I'm training a machine learning model using the Scikit-Learn library, a very popular tool for doing this. This is a crucial step. It's where the model actually learns to predict outcomes. This is the phase where I feed the model with the data, and it tries to find patterns and adjust its internal parameters to make accurate predictions. It's like teaching a dog a new trick. The training process is the repetitive practice. The model's training process stopped because it couldn't complete properly. The score, which measures the model's performance, can't be calculated because of this failure. It's like the cake never finished baking. The model couldn't find a stable solution within the specified time or number of tries. It's like searching for a specific grain of sand on a beach and giving up without finding it. This is wrong because the warning explicitly says the fit failed. The model didn't learn from the data as expected. While bad data can cause problems, the warning doesn't directly blame the data. The problem could be with the model's algorithm or some other aspect of the training process. Because the model failed to train properly, its performance can't be evaluated using a numerical score. Instead, it's marked as not a number, Nan. It's like saying the recipe didn't work, and we don't have a grade for the resultant cake.